Good evening, listeners, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Fear the Queer,
a podcast that talks about everything on our gay agendas. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Josh.
And on today's episode, we will be discussing one of our most controversial topics to date.
Butt plugs.
No.
Oh.
I don't find that controversial, do you?
Maybe.
Are you pro butt plug?
Yes.
Well, here, plug it in, because this is what we're really talking about, listeners. We're talking about Disney princesses, and we're rating them, and we're going to be, it's very controversial.
Yes.
I think it's going to divide the community.
Yeah. So we have 14 Disney princesses that we are going to read for filth, and then we're going to rank them from 1 to 14 based on our own personal opinions about them.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait, because, I mean, I think both of us grew up as, like, Disney fans, right?
I don't know who hasn't. Also,
someone out there hasn't.
Right.
Someone's like, fuck Disney.
I also just realized it's sort of like a, it's my opinion, but a Disney Princess edition.
It definitely is a very, it's my opinion moment happening right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. Well, before we begin, Josh, what are we drinking tonight?
Well, even though you have completed your sober 30.
I have.
Yeah.
Woo!
We are actually drinking coffee still.
Oh, well, cheers, queers.
Is that actually part of your Read My Rainbow? Oh.
Well, let's just get into it.
Yeah, for another segment of
Read My Rainbow, in which we talk about something happening in our queer little lives, and the other reads us for it. Josh, would you like to begin, or would you like me to begin?
Why don't you begin?
Okay, so, I did complete my sober 30 month. It actually was not as hard as I thought it was.
His liver is like, thank you.
Oh my God, my liver, my kidneys, I feel refreshed. No, honestly, I think I actually don't really drink that much. I think I was just like, oh, can I do this?
Yeah.
It was just like one of those weird things. I was like, I realized I have had a drink at some point every week since I was 21. And I was like, that's kind of wild not to have like a sober.
That's like 45 years worth of
That's
drinks.
a 40, yeah. And so I was like, okay, we're going to have like a little sober month. And I will tell you this, I don't know if this is good or bad, but I am just as stupid and dumb sober as I am drunk.
Oh.
Yeah, so go figure. My mood doesn't really change. So this is what I'm saying, listeners. You don't need alcohol to have fun.
No.
But you can have it to have fun. My Read My Rainbow this week is about something that happened a few weeks ago. So I went to Shabbat with our friend Liz.
Yes.
I've never been into a Shabbat dinner or service because I grew up Lutheran. But I always was like, oh, I think like... Okay, until I was like... in 4th grade, I thought that Judaism and Christianity were like the same sides to the coin, not different sides to the coin.
Oh, that's funny because I thought it would be like shark. I actually thought it was like Sharks versus Jets type thing, where it's just like where Catholics are on one side, like.
Well, Catholics take everyone. No, I grew up like because there's so much like overlap in the first chunk of our religious texts. So
yeah, the Old Testaments are pretty much the same.
So our friend Liz invited me to their temple for Shabbat, and I had like a wild experience. Like I feel like we should be talking about this on our religion episode. But okay, so as we are having the service, and it was really cool because the service was run by 2 groups from the temple, which is like the 20s and 30s group, as well as the LGBTQIA plus group. And let me tell you, being a part of a service or being witness to a service that is like validating to queer identities was so refreshing in a religious space.
Yeah.
Like you don't really get that. They said a couple of great things. It was cool. Very spiritually enlightening. And there was a moment that they were like, okay.
Did they circumcise you?
No, that's already been done. Hi, listeners.
Great.
So anyways, I'm a grade A cut of beef, but I hate myself for saying that. So
I think I just lost Kyle.
I looked up. Okay, so on my wall, I have a picture of Jesus. And I looked up at him, and I was like, oh, this feels so... I'm blushing right now. I'm blushing.
Yeah, he's
now I
staring
need a
down
drink.
Kyle.
He kind of is. Anyways, so in the middle of the service, there was a moment where the rabbi, she was like, oh, you should... If you'd like to offer up a name or someone in your heart during this prayer... that maybe for someone who has chronic illness. And immediately I thought about like my stepdad because he has this It's called pulmonary fibrosis, and it's in his lungs, and it's a serious thing. I mean, he's never smoked a day in his life, but he was an iron worker. So I thought of my stepdad's name, and I was like, oh, Jay. So I just had this like really weird feeling, like the universe was like telling me something, and it was just like, oh, like get ready, like be prepared for something. I wasn't sure what that something was, but I just, and then I was like, well, maybe it's connected to my stepdad. And I was like, is like God telling me something? I don't know. So the whole message at the Shabbat service was about taking time to reconnect with those that you love and stuff like that. Like, stop being so busy for things. And I was like, that great message. You can apply that anywhere in your life. Like, anyone can use this. So the next day, I called my mom and I like told her about the service, and she's like, oh my God, I love that. That's so great. And I was like, also, prayed for Jay and had this feeling of like, hey, be ready, because Jay is on the lung transplant list.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, honey, like, I don't know, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, Mom, I'm getting this like weird feeling. Cause you know, I'm always like, I'm an amateur psychic.
Right.
And Monday, my stepdad went in and got his lungs.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? It's like insane. Like, it was so weird, but like, yeah, so that's my, like, I don't know how you're supposed to read that, but,
maybe it was like the Jewish, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like a Jewish miracle. Whatever it's called.
Or you could just call it like a miracle.
You
like, you don't have to like put a religious context.
Well,
it could just be a miracle.
It could be, but it's also just like, I was also thinking of just like, oh, like we got one. So, you know, here's your like consolation prize. Like,
we got one. What?
Like the fact that you went to because you're not Jewish.
No.
Right. And the fact that you went to Shabbat, like I could just see like the universe being like, well, you know, we have one more. I don't know.
I think you need some service in your life.
Because again, like being Catholic, I always grew up imagining like us versus them.
I see. I feel
So
like it's much more inclusive.
I always think of like, I don't know, competition.
Well, in this competition, you lose. Like you,
which is why I left the church.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
and
this
then everyone
week,
won.
They're like, finally, he'll stop farting in the pews.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
every time you genuflect it.
What's a genuflect?
When you bow before you enter the pew.
Oh, we never did that. Yeah, we always showed up about 15 minutes late and sat in the back.
In the cry room.
Yeah, we'd just like be in the back, and my mom's like, shh, just be quiet, we'll get McDonald's afterwards.
Nice.
So,
well,
good
even
lordy.
though the fact that Jesus is staring down at the wall, staring at you.
Well, he's technically like praying in Gethsemane. That's what that painting is, but...
Well, still, he's judging you.
And I feel it.
All right. I feel God in this room tonight.
I feel God in this room tonight, yeah. So that was my like little Read My Rainbow. It's very exciting. I'm
glad that you
happy that my
had that experience. Yeah.
Like I'm glad that like my stepdad got his lungs. I'm happy I got to spend that time with our friend and I don't know, it was just like a really genuine, really sweet experience, and I feel very like happy and enriched by it.
Yeah.
So what's your Read My Rainbow?
Oh, just, see, now I lost train of thought. So my Read My Rainbow is actually related to this episode tonight. I went on vacation for, like, the first time in my entire life, basically. And
Ever? You've never been on a vacation?
That's not, like, an extended weekend. You know what I mean? Or like,
really?
Or, like, a trip home or anything like that. Like,
okay.
This is my first actual vacation that wasn't with my family that I actually did
like as
an adult.
Yeah.
And I went to Disney World for the first time in my entire life.
Oh, did you love it? I've never been.
I did. So the first 2 days we actually did Universal, and that's actually where the Harry Potter world is. And I'll just briefly talk about that. That was so much fun. I teared up on the train riding into the Harry Potter world because I thought it was so cute.
You're like, oh my God, Hogwarts. The last time I had Hogwarts, I had to go to the clinic.
Yes, exactly. And then
I'm very proud of myself for that one.
Yeah, I could tell. And then I teared up when I got my wand. I teared up. Yeah, that was a great time. But walking into Disney, it was a surreal feeling.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, they put you park your car, and then you have to get on this long golf trolley. And then, for whatever reason, they don't take you more than, like, 20 feet. Like, they literally just put you on, they drive 20 feet, and then they make you get off.
Was it just you that they make it off? They're like, get off, you didn't pay for this.
Yeah, just like, sir, this is a private ride. It's actually a roller coaster.
It's a small world. You're like, I'm one of the little characters.
Yeah. So then you still have to walk like 50 feet up to the entrance. And then you actually go through security that's kind of like an airport security where you have to like go through the bags and check like electronics and all that stuff.
Sure.
And then you get on a monorail that takes you into the park itself. So it's like, for whatever reason, the parking lot is like really far away from
They're really
the Magic
pushing you.
Kingdom.
Well, I guess, they house a lot of people.
Yeah,
So
that's
you gotta
true.
have a big parking lot.
That's true. And then the doors open and you just see Cinderella's castle just like right there. And you're just like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And it's weird because like AJ said it was smaller than he thought it was. I actually thought it was bigger.
Now,
than it was.
had AJ, Josh's boyfriend, had he ever been to a Disney park?
Yes, once before. But it was my very first time. And
Yeah,
I was just
I've
like,
never been to anything.
Yeah, and it was so crazy. So one of my fantasies has always been having sex at Disney World.
What the Jesus Christ.
I've always just been like, like that just seems like that is just a fun thing to do. When we got there, I realized that would probably never fucking happen.
Why?
What? Oh my God, so many people there. Like
Exciting.
I know. it's like a street fair, and I'm just like, sir, put your pants back on. No, but
It's a corn dog, I swear.
it's so many people. There's chaos everywhere. Like we went on a random Wednesday in the middle of October, and we checked an app later where that said like how busy it was that day, and it said it was like one of the busiest days of the year.
The fuck?
I know, and we're just like, what the fuck?
Well, it is like you went like what, the end of October?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the end of October, I'm sure there's a lot of like spooky ookiness. The people are like, oh, let's go to Disney. Like, let's go see Spooky Mickey.
I guess, but it's just like, I don't know, you just wouldn't think that would be
True.
a thing. But it was a lot of fun. I did It's a Small World After All. I did the teacups. I did Space Mountain. I did all.
Do you have sex on the teacups?
No. And
Now that's the tea.
that is the tea. But can you imagine like trying to have sex while the teacups are like flying about?
To be honest, at this point in my life, I can't imagine having sex, period.
And that is another segment of Read My Rainbow. Except Kyle just read his own rainbow.
Oh my God. I'm an equal opportunity reader. I'll read myself, I'll read you. Wait, no, tell me more. What happened? You didn't get like a hand job on the teacups?
No. Oh my God. It would just be like flopping around in a circle. Like,
Oh my God. Tweedledee and Tweedlecum.
oh my God. And now to get into the heart of our gay agenda tonight, we're going to be ranking the Disney princesses.
Woo, very controversial.
It's my opinion.
And I can't wait to give mine.
Right.
So, how are we going to do this, Josh? Why did we choose Disney princesses?
Well,
why is it because it's something that we grew up with?
I'm sorry.
Did you think that you saw something again?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's really scary.
Okay. What? What is scary?
It seriously looks like someone like is peeking in. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like anytime out of the corner of my eye I look up, it literally looks like someone is like a shadow.
Josh is trying to say my house is haunted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is a scary place. I don't want to do this here anymore. Anyway, okay. So
Bring your Ouija over. Maybe we do need to talk to whatever it's here.
True.
Are you actually freaked out?
A little, because it literally looked like someone just walked down Kyle's hallway, and I'm like,
Or could it just be Josh
has astigmatism?
It's either a ghost or Josh has astigmatism.
Could be both.
So, anyways,
Why not both?
we're talking about Disney princesses.
Yeah. So the reason why is because one, I went to Disney World, and I just wanted to, I don't know, talk about something Disney related, and two,
Josh is like, I know this topic.
Yeah. Two, I think it's just a fun, it's my opinion type game that we could do. And three, everyone knows Disney.
Well, every little gay kid loves Disney princesses.
Yeah.
Like, well, not all of them. I don't love all the Disney princesses.
No, that's true.
I love some of them.
And actually, we're going to get into that. So, rules of the game is that we are actually going to go in chronological order based off of the year the movie was released. So, we're going to start in 1937 with Snow White, and then we're going to move on to Cinderella, and so on and so forth. We each are going to give our opinions, whether it be good or bad, about each princess. And then at the very end of the character, we will give our rankings to each other.
Yes, now there's 14 princesses
So it'll
that
be
we'll
like,
be doing.
Right, so it'll be like, blank out of 14 or, whatever.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, just to remind you all, we will go one more time and go with our ranking one more time.
Yeah, and clearly I'm going to be correct because I am always right. It's not a game.
No.
It's always it's
Kyle
an opinion.
still wants to win.
I still want to win.
There's nothing to win.
I love winning.
And then we actually have a picture that we're going to upload on the Instagram at the end of this episode, so that way you guys can actually interact and follow along and rank the princesses on your own if you'd like.
Right, because we're social media queens and we want to know what other people are talking about.
Right. So Kyle, are you ready to get into this?
I'm always ready to get into the heart of our gay agenda.
Take a chug of your coffee,
I'm going to take a chug of my coffee. Woo.
All right.
That was really hot. This coffee's homophobic.
All right. So, like I said, since we're starting in chronological order, we are going to start with the OG princess.
The OG.
The one who started it all. And I'm just going to say right now, the one I fucking hate,
Ooh.
Snow White.
Oh, okay. All right, go after her.
Yeah.
I also don't like Snow White.
Oh my God. I just have to say that voice.
That voice.
Yeah, that voice.
She sounds like a fucking bird. But
Yeah.
not a pretty bird.
No,
like an ugly bird.
Yeah, one of those like birds that will wake you up in the morning, like at like 5 a.m, like.
Okay, but literally in her name, Snow White, she is just trying to
She's a white
exemplify.
supremacist.
She's exemplifying European beauty standards, and you know what? We need to break that down. We can't have that anymore.
Which I'm just like, she doesn't even have a nose.
Well, it's so tiny. She has nostrils.
Yeah,
she's like a little alien.
She has like snake slits for a nose.
I can't handle Snow White. I don't understand.
Dumb.
She's dumb as fuck. She takes food from a stranger.
Yeah.
Never take food from a stranger.
She does all the wrong things. She breaks into someone's house. She then demands them to clean it to live up to her standards.
Right.
And then she takes all 7 of their beds. So they have to
Well, she's like a giant compared to them.
Right, but still, like, they have to sleep in, like, what, like, cabinets and, like, little drawers just to make her happy?
I get it. She is living with 7 strange little men, but they at least have a steady job. She was almost killed by her mother, right? Is the queen her mother?
Her stepmom.
Her stepmom. It's always a stepmom.
Right.
But, like, I mean...
Who also does not have a nose.
She doesn't have a nose, but, I mean, great eye makeup.
Yeah.
That crease?
Yeah.
Man, she carved out that crease. It looks so fucking good.
She was ahead of her time.
She was literally a queen. And then the reveal to go into that, like, witch...
Actually, I've always liked the evil queen more than Snow White.
Oh, she's way more interesting.
Oh, by far. Like, anytime that she would... Like, when she, like, did her little concoction of potions to, like, turn into the hag.
Oh, God, yeah.
And then when she dipped the poison apple in the thing. Like,
Living.
I actually... When
That's
I had
cool.
the VHS, I actually fast-forwarded through Snow White's part just to get to the evil queen.
I honestly, I didn't do that, but I do appreciate the evil queen / like the old hag.
Yeah.
Because at least she's trying to kill, like, she's like, you know what?
It's a performance. It's a
Fuck
drag
this
performance.
bitch. Fuck this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I just don't like it. It's like she dies and then she has to come back to life with a kiss. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, she
That's
sets
a big
the
eye roll to me.
Well, she sets the standards of, like, the girl who has to be saved.
Now, did you hear that the end of Snow White, supposedly, the kiss is like Snow White like going off to heaven? Have you heard that?
No.
Where it's like, okay, so I heard somewhere that, you know, in the movie, like, she's dead. Spoiler alert. She dies. And everyone's crying, all the dwarfs are crying, and then the prince comes up, kisses her, and she like wakes up, and then they like ride off into like the cloud palace together.
Oh, that is
castle.
weird. Because now you think about it, it's like all golden looking.
Yes.
And, maybe she went to heaven.
So like
Well,
in the movie, it's like, oh yeah, no, she's fine. But like Disney scholars have been like,
fucking nerds.
I would love to have that job.
Yeah.
But they were like, no, it's like he kisses her and it's like the final step of like going into heaven.
Well, you know what?
Which I kind of like that symbolism. I'm like, okay, but if
but
that's
also,
the
like,
only good part of the story.
I was gonna say, like, good riddance, because I didn't like her. Also, the fact I also like how she demands that this house gets clean, and then she invites a bunch of fucking woodland animals inside. Like, it's just like, 1, the audacity.
Choices.
2, the hypocrisy. Like,
Well, she clearly is a moron.
Yeah.
She sings into a well. Like, well, she's like, I'm wishing.
wishing.
Why is she singing into a well? Does she think there are people down there?
Right.
Baby Jessica is not in the well anymore. She has been saved.
Even baby Jessica's just like, bitch, shut up.
She's like, shut up, Snow White. And she's like, someone respond. She's just dumb as hell.
Yeah. All right. So where do you rank Snow White on the 14
So
princesses?
Snow White, for me, out of 14, she came in at number 13.
Me too.
Really? She was number 13 for you?
Which is weird because I actually ranked someone even beneath her.
I did too.
Which is weird.
I have someone
Snow
at
White
14.
is actually someone, she's the one I hate the most out of all of them.
I hate her the most, but I
have reasons for my 14.
I have reasons too, and we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, next princess that we have on the list.
Princess.
Came out in 1950. She is arguably probably the most recognizable out of all of them, Cinderella.
Cinderella.
So, what's your thoughts, Kyle?
Okay, thoughts on Cinderella. She just wanted a fucking day off.
Yeah.
Like, the poor girl, okay, here's the thing.
She's exhausted.
Yes, again, we have the whole, like, she's
Labor
talking
laws.
to, she's talking to animals again. I do love Gus Gus.
Yeah.
I love Gus Gus. And I love the Lucifer. I love or the Rucifer, as he calls her.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
But
Her sidekicks are cute.
they're so cute. The sidekicks are really
even Lucifer's
cute.
cute.
But, like, she, I just think that, like,
She's
the
still
whole
kinda
situation,
basic.
she's kind of basic. She could have left that situation, gone off, started her own cleaning company.
Yeah, she's clearly good at it.
Yeah, she's great at cleaning. Her and the fairy godmother, they should have been like, hey, it's Fairy's cleaning service.
Also, where the fuck was she the entire time that Cinderella was abused growing up?
I can't handle that. Yeah. Like, I feel bad for Cinderella. Clearly, she's abused and has some, like, she has some daddy issues because the dad's not around.
Yeah.
Stepmom, again, is, like, giving her hell.
And she's not, and the thing is that the stepmom isn't as iconic as, like, the evil queen from Snow White, so you don't really
She's not as iconic, but she is evil.
Oh,
like, I
she's
do
evil.
love her. Like, when she locks Cinderella in the room, I'm like,
Yeah.
I
well,
live.
like, it's funny because I actually kind of relate to Cinderella in some ways, in the sense of, like, how she fell in love, because I feel like that's how I act.
You also fell in love at a ball?
Yeah. No, like the airheaded dreaminess that she had, like when she was like being infatuated, like she didn't even realize her stepmom was following her up the stairs and locked her in. Like she was right behind her the entire time, and Cinderella was just like or whatever the song.
I'd lock you away with that voice too. I will
shut
say,
up.
I'll say that she is not the lowest. Like she's higher up than Snow White is because she had the ultimate gag when she reveals that she has the other glass slipper.
Which she knew that she
my
knew
God.
she was waiting for that moment.
She
She's like,
did.
Wait, I have something.
And she's like, because I have the other half. Stepmother, face crack of the century. And I think that, like, for little gay boys, we're just like, oh my God, the drama!
Right.
And I live for that.
Like if Lady Tremaine was like in the confessional, she'd be like, I was gooped.
She's like, I was gooped, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, America. I live for that. Yeah,
Well, the reason why I actually have Cinderella ranked way higher than Snow White, even though they kind of are basic on the same level, is that Cinderella, I actually think, is arguably more iconic. Like, Cinderella is probably the one that's most referenced out of all the princesses.
In Cinderella's castle at Disney, like, yeah.
Yeah. Cinderella has been adapted so many times over the years.
So she's a marketing queen.
She is.
And the new Cinderella that's coming out with Billy Porter and who else is... Didn't they say that Camila Cabello is going to be in it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I also read somewhere that I think Idina Menzel might be
I love it
attached
when you
to
call me Cinderella.
Stupid! Oh my God. That was good, though. I like that.
Yeah. So where do you have Cinderella ranked out of the 14?
So out of 14, I have Cinderella ranked at 10. 10 out of 14.
Okay. Her legacy and like how iconic she is actually boosted her up in my ranking.
Okay, where is she
so
ranked?
I put her at 7 out of 14.
Okay, so she's like...
She's right in the middle.
She's right in the middle for you, and she's like...
But as a
more or less for me, but
like,
she's not the worst.
No, as like a character, she's nothing special.
But the legacy.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's a legendary
The fact
queen.
that she can go by like just Cinderella, and everyone's just like, oh yeah, I know her.
She's Madonna.
Yeah.
She's Cher.
Yeah.
She's Cinderella.
All right. Next on our list. Did you have anything else to say?
Nope.
Okay. Next on our list came out in 1959.
The year I was born. Just kidding. That was the year my parents were born.
Really? Mm-hmm. She is quite possibly the laziest princess out of all of them.
Excluding me.
Yeah. It's Princess Aurora from Sleeping Beauty.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I have 3 things to say to Aurora.
Get
Get a job.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah. I was like, you are so lazy.
I mean, she lives in the I get it. She lives in the forest. She does get a few queer points because she was raised by 3 lesbian sister wives. So
true.
I will give her some of that.
Yeah.
I live for that.
So she probably grew up with an open mind.
She grew up with an open mind, so open that it was filled with stupidity. Like,
yeah, she is quite dumb.
she pricks her finger and takes a nap.
Yeah.
I don't
But that's quite a
get
mood.
it. There can only be one sleepy princess, and it is me.
Yeah.
Like, I am allowed to sleep for 13 hours on end, not her.
Well, can you imagine her, like, just the, like, idea of the fact that she's in this tower, beneath her, Maleficent and Prince Philip are, like, going at each other. There's fire, there's, like, rumbling, like,
Right.
the earth is crumbling around her, and she's, like, snoozing. Like,
She's snoozing.
She's, like,
I always think that, like, if your villain and prince outshadow you in your own movie, you're not a good princess.
Yeah,
So
that's actually-
Aurora, it's just not giving it to me.
That's actually why I ranked her kind of low, because I'm just like, the fact that she's a supporting character in her own movie.
Oh, gag. I can't.
Right.
Not good.
I will say Maleficent is probably my favorite villain.
Okay, she's in my top 3.
Yeah.
I think Maleficent, such a good, well, maybe top 5. I don't know if she's that high ranking. But again, she overshadows Aurora in her own movie.
I mean, she basically is the star of the movie.
Basically.
Yeah.
She's the most interesting.
I mean, you didn't even need the Maleficent reboot because Maleficent is the star of Sleeping Beauty.
I know, but I am happy with the Maleficent reboot because Angelina Jolie kills it. I love her looks. So where does Aurora come
Well,
for you?
2 things that saved her from being dead last because
Okay.
she literally, like, does nothing. 1, I do think she's one of the prettier queens.
Why? Is it because she's skinny? Because she has a tiny little nose and angular jaw, Josh?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I was just like, the animation in Sleeping Beauty is
It
pretty.
is pretty.
Yeah, it is very
It is
pretty.
pretty.
And she actually has a nose. Like,
I know, Snow White.
like, 3rd time's a charm, she actually has a nose in this one. You know?
It was the animation style.
Yeah, and second of all, Sleeping Beauty actually was one of my favorite movies growing up. Like,
Really?
yeah, because I really liked Maleficent, and I really liked
Okay.
the 3 little fairies. And
Yeah.
Prince Philip is also hot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those 3 factors, I put Aurora. See, she's so forgettable. You don't even call her by her
Sleeping
name.
Beauty.
Yeah,
Until I was about 9 years old, I did not know that Aurora was
her name.
I would get in arguments with other kids, and I'd be like, "No, it's Sleeping Beauty." And we never owned that VHS tape because I think my parents were like, "That movie's boring as hell." So I just grew up knowing I didn't like her. So where did you rate her?
I ranked her at 10 out of 14.
Okay, I ranked her 14 out of 14
Ooh.
because fuck her, sleeping all the time. Dumb as fuck. You see her in the forest. She's dancing around with animals, and then Prince Philip comes up behind her, and then she just keeps dancing. That is a stranger, ma'am.
If I turn around and see Prince Philip dancing with me, I would be, like, on top of him.
You know what? You would prick your finger
I would.
and fall asleep.
In different ways.
What the hell? Lord have mercy. So,
Me and Prince Philip got a little kinky last night.
oh my God. Well, Aurora is straight up dead.
Yeah.
Again, falling asleep, not really the hero. I don't like princesses that aren't the hero of their own story.
No, yeah, she's
Not
by far
into that.
she's by far the weakest. Like,
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Iconic. But yeah,
All right.
no, she's my least favorite.
all right. So 14 out of 14 for you, 10 out of 14 for me.
Yes.
Okay. So now we're gonna skip ahead 30 fucking years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, there wasn't a Disney princess up until like the 3 that we just mentioned were
Yeah.
the OG princesses.
Right. And I know that there's like this whole Disney history of why that happened, but we're here talking about the princesses today.
Right. Who cares about the history? All right. So we're now ahead in 1989. It starts off the Disney Renaissance.
I live.
It's considered probably one of the best Disney films of all time.
Yes.
Starring the ever iconic Ariel.
I'm so excited for In the Little Mermaid. Okay, so Ariel has always been a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a little kid, I had the Ariel Barbie, and I did break my foot singing and dancing to Part of Your World when I first moved here to Chicago. So I am not a dance student. I was a film student, but yes, I was
just
singing and
imagine, like,
dancing.
the nurses in the hospital being like, life is better here.
Oh God, they're all crabs.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
No,
I've
you've
never
had that the other
No. No, I just what little gay kid didn't want to be a mermaid? I would swim
I
around.
didn't.
Oh, okay, well, I would swim around in the pool, and my dad would be like, "Stop diving like you're a mermaid," and I'm like, "I'm not. I'm a seal." But low key, I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm a mermaid."
How do you dive like a mermaid?
Like you do like the hands forward, and you kind of like jump into the water.
So it's like
jump into the water like a mermaid. Like you're like.
So it's more like a flippity.
You bring your. There's a lot more like ass movement. Like kind of like you put your back into it when you're a mermaid. Because you got the tail.
Explains why most of them have like snatched weights. Like weights.
Oh my god, so bitty. Mm-hmm. I mean, like as a princess, I love her as a princess. Mm-hmm. People give her a hard time because they're all like, "Oh, she changed for a man." I hate that narrative. Screw that narrative. No, you're gonna bring it to me, and I'm going to argue it.
No. I actually think Ariel is a Pisces because she's always kind of like fantasizing about
definitely a Pisces. Yeah.
For me, I actually am not okay, or I'm okay with like her wanting to like get a better life for herself.
She just wanted to go somewhere else.
Yeah. The only thing is that I feel like Ariel was a little bit too naive for me to really enjoy.
She's like 16.
I know.
Yeah.
But like, she was willing to abandon her dad, her sisters, and all her friends. And you don't even really know if being a human is actually what you want. You're just kind of fantasizing
But she knew it was better than what she had.
Is it?
Kind of, yeah. Well, think about it. No one understands her. No one understands her except for a fish named Flounder.
Yeah.
And Scuttle, who I love Scuttle because always has the gossip. Mm-hmm. Always has the gossip. Mm-hmm. And you have like Sebastian, who's like trying to protect her, but like also like doesn't really understand her. Her dad doesn't understand her. All of her sisters think that she's weird. I would want to leave too.
I guess I'm just kind of wondering like what Ariel would be like as a human. Like would she get an education?
I think that.
What political party do you think she'd be part of?
She'd be a Libra.
A Libra? That's how stupid she would be. Like,
what political
are you
party
Republican
are you?
or Democrat? I'm a
I'm
Libra.
a Libra. That's a mood, though. I feel like actual Libras would be like, I'm a Libra.
Right. I don't know. I feel like
she's
she's too flighty for me to like really get behind completely. I do like her. She's by far one of like. She's in the rankings of like the likable princesses for me. Okay. But I don't know. She's one of the ones I like the least, unfortunately.
I'm going to go to bat for her because you know what? She wanted to be a part of something else, something that she knew nothing about. And I feel like I am a sucker for stories like that. Yeah. It's like a big theme for me. Yeah. When it comes to like, I want to just be somewhere different because as a kid, I grew up in the country. Yeah. In like the middle of nowhere, and I knew I wanted to just be where the people are in the city, and I'm gay. Yeah. And so is Ariel. Yeah. And that, I mean, her wig.
Move, I'm gay.
Hello, that wig. It's big. It's bouncy. That's a look.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
I live for her.
I guess for me, it's just, yeah. I do like her, and I do really like the story of like wanting to have a better life for yourself. It's just that for me, Ariel just, I feel like, wasn't really thinking a lot of things through. Now, granted, if I saw Eric for the first time, I totally would act like a fucking idiot.
Oh my god,
him.
The dimples, the blue eyes, the dark hair, that voice. Oh. See, you seem like the kind of girl who would lose her voice for a man. Mm-hmm. Oh god, Josh, no. You need to
stick something down the back of my throat to lose my voice. It's happened.
Oh my god. You stick a man down the back of your throat to lose a voice?
I stick Eric down the back of my throat to lose my voice.
Oh my god, but it's like a toy Eric. I'm just like, oh, Josh, don't. Yeah. Why are you here in the hospital today? Well, I broke my foot singing and dancing to The Little Mermaid, and he has a toy of Eric from The Little Mermaid down his throat. We're gay. Yeah. So where does she rank for you?
Unfortunately, she ranks pretty low.
What the fuck? I don't know. I'm mad. Okay, go ahead.
She's 11 out of 14 for me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why?
Again, I like
Your
her.
reasoning is bad.
No. Again, I like Ariel a lot, but she is one of my least favorites.
I don't agree. Ariel, for me, is number 1. Out of 14.
She?
Oh, she is. That's why I'm so passionate about it.
Oh, wow.
Because, well, one, I am a little biased.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like, I have some personal feelings towards it.
Sure.
But at the same time, I don't think she's ditzy. I think that she goes into things with gumption. And she knows that she wants to go do that. She just doesn't know how she's going to get there. And I think a lot of the time, maybe I relate to that a little bit. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. And so maybe I relate to it a little bit. Also, I have beautiful big red hair, and I also
snatched waist,
a snatched waist, and a fishtail.
And I talk to fish.
I will say that Ursula, now she is my favorite.
Oh yeah,
villain. She's my number 1.
She's top 3.
I love Ursula. So that also kind of works for me. So she was my number one. Yeah, so you're wrong, okay. I'm right, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Sure.
I want to know what your number one is now.
We'll get to it. Don't worry.
Okay,
all right,
next.
Moving along. So.
I want to be where the people... Justice for Ariel.
So, 2 years later, this film knocked the Disney Renaissance into, like, global phenomenon status. Why? Because this film got nominated for Best Picture.
Ooh.
And I think it was the first animated film to get nominated, right?
Yes, and that's actually why they decided to have an animation category.
Right, but it was even a bigger deal back then because rather than having like 10 nominees for Best Picture, it was only 5.
Only 5.
Yeah. All right. Princess who ruled over that kingdom was none other than Belle.
Belle. Why?
Belle.
From Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
So Belle.
Okay.
I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. Again, wanting to be somewhere else. That is a big theme for me.
Yeah. Now, I will say that Belle is almost the perfect princess.
Right.
Almost.
Right.
Like, she's intelligent. She's not afraid to stand up for herself, even if that means the entire town is going to be talking about her behind their back.
She takes care of... She tries to help her family.
Right. She remains unimpressed against a hunky man and his attempts to, like, woo her, which all the other princesses we mentioned before would fall for that very easily.
Right. I mean, even Ariel.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Ariel was in love with a statue.
That's also very true. Which is another reason why I did not like her. So I feel like Belle starts off the movie as like a very promising princess. Like you're just like, oh, she's a great head on her shoulders. She's intelligent. She doesn't fall for the stupid man. I like her.
But then
she kind of falls for some Stockholm syndrome.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming you probably have an argument for.
I do have a bit of an argument for.
Okay.
I get the Stockholm syndrome argument, but at the same time, I view it more as like, you ever like meet someone and you're like, I don't like this person, but then you get to know them a little bit better.
Every single person.
I am the opposite. I like everyone and then I start hating them.
Yeah.
I think it's more like, oh, she was like, this guy, he's a jerk. Yeah, he like imprisoned my dad and now I can't leave this castle. Boo-hoo. And it's enchanted, whatever. But maybe I kind of like him. Like, he has a bunch of books. Like, he's, like, trying to impress her. I don't know. I've also dated people who I didn't like at first, and then I kind of, like, grew to love them. But
we all have those people.
We all have those people.
They just claw their way back into your life.
And, hey, maybe they're a beast in bed. But I do think that the real villain in this isn't Gaston. It's not the beast. It's toxic masculinity.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
But they lock Belle up because they say that she's crazy.
Yeah.
No, she's an intelligent woman trying to get the truth out there.
Yeah. I do think that there actually is no clear villain in this movie, because I actually don't think Gaston is actually that bad of a guy.
It's because of his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his chest. Yeah.
No one's quite as burly as Gaston.
Oh my god, I want to, like, hello.
Right.
That was an eye-opening moment.
Yeah. So I can totally understand the Beast's anger, because I get that temper tantrum type thing.
A witch made him into a beast.
Right. And imagine how bad it must do to do laundry when you're that hairy.
I don't think you do.
Right. I think you just give up.
Him wearing like a cape and like some like gaucho pants, I'm surprised because I'd just be running around naked. I'd be like, yeah, I'm a full-on beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, my Tupperware and my Tupperware.
My Tupperware. My Tupperware is pristine.
I was going to say my Tupperware is like, because I'd have enchanted Tupperware. Everything's enchanted. Like, sure, my Tupperware and my clock and my candelabra.
Mrs. Potts is actually like a plastic.
Mrs. Potts is Tupperware in the remake, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're looking at me weird, but whatever. No, I think that like... I think that Belle, she's a good character, though.
No,
she's a strong character.
Yes.
And she does end up, saving the day in the end. I think it's the first time that we sort of see a Disney princess do that.
Yes.
Because, like, you kind of have it with Ariel.
Kind of.
But it was kind of like her and Eric, like, steering the ship into Ursula's giant stomach when she becomes this giant sea witch sort of thing. So you kind of have, like, that.
Yeah.
But it's the first time that Belle is actively, like, trying to take down Gaston. Or toxic masculinity. You have two men fighting over her. She just wants to read books.
Right. She's just like, I actually don't. I'm fine without either one of you.
Right.
I don't hate the Beast. I actually think the Beast is a great complex
I don't hate
character.
him either, yeah.
But I do think that because of his selfish tendencies in the beginning and just how much of an asshole he was, it does kind of taint my image of him a little bit. Just a little bit, because I'm just like, granted, everyone can learn and everyone can overcome toxic masculinity.
Sure.
And things like that. But...
Well, did you see him in the end?
Yeah, and he's actually not that cute.
I think he's hot.
Oh my god,
that flowing hair.
The hair was great, but that weird, like, pale face that didn't really have any defining...
They're all pale. They're French.
But he didn't even have, like, he didn't even have defining features. It was just, like, a blob. I'm just like, is it because, like, he was a beast the entire time?
No, he has defining features. We should pull this up. We should be like, okay, so afterwards, like, do you guys think that he's a blob?
He just has, like, big googly eyes. Like, when he turns around and his eyes are just, like...
They're big and blue. I think it's dramatic. Yeah. I think that's why I like it. It's dramatic.
Yeah, he does.
Also, Tale as Old as Time, that song slaps.
Yeah.
That song is so good.
I twerk cry every time that comes on.
Oh my god, I'm like, Tale as Old as Time.
So where do you rank Belle?
Okay, so Belle for me falls in dead center. She's number 7 for me out of 14.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
I actually have her ranked even higher.
Really?
Yeah, which is funny, because I have her ranked 5 out of 14.
Okay, so still not number 1.
Not in the top 3, but...
Is it the Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah.
I don't know why I ranked her. Well, I must have liked other people more.
Yeah, which is fine. And we're going to get into that. So, next one on that list came out a year later. Welcome to Agrabah. We're going to talk about Princess Jasmine.
There we go. In the movie Aladdin, which I love the movie Aladdin when I was a little kid.
Oh, it's my favorite Disney movie.
Is it really?
Yeah. So
where do you rank? Well, what do you think of Jasmine?
Okay, Jasmine is a complete badass, and I have a theory that Ariel is a complete Pisces, right? We kind of like think that she's a Pisces. I think Jasmine's an Aries.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does what she wants.
For being a fellow Aries, she does not like being controlled at all.
She's not a prize to be won.
No. Whether it be a man or the fact that she's stuck inside a castle, which is a huge castle, by the way, but she still is like, I'm bored. I want to get out of here. I want to go do something else. She wants to... She actually does the opposite of what most princesses do, because most princesses want to dream about a life of, like, being inside a castle and, like, being happy and
But she's like, I need to be out on the streets.
And Jasmine's just like, I want to be poor.
Well, I think it's interesting because it's like, yeah, sure, the movie's called Aladdin, but this queen does not let anyone outshadow her, including a street rat.
No.
Also, the look... She got that hair, that ponytail snaps.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Her
like
pants.
You get her some like cool sweatpants and like a crop top and gold jewelry.
Right.
She is fashion 2019, but animated 1992.
Right. Like I always imagine like Jasmine having like the JLo velour tracks pants before JLo ever did.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I straight up, like, when I was a little kid, I love my, like, I call it vuvu pants, because it's, like, yeah. Or, like, sweatpants, and I'd pretend I was Jasmine, because they would, like, come in at the ankle, and it was, like, all poofy at the bottom, and I'm just, like, not part of your world. It's a whole new world,
yeah,
which is
one thing
great.
That's disappointing is that Jasmine does not have her own song.
She doesn't have her own song.
I mean, granted, it's not about her, but, you know.
It's not about you, Jasmine. Also, but when Jafar is getting all crazy, she uses her feminine ways to, like, get shit done.
Okay, the way that she flirts with men is the same way that I used to flirt with men. Like, just like her.
You were flirting with men?
I know, right? And they're just like, Josh, that's a statue. You're just like Ariel. No, like, another thing, too, that I really like, Jasmine, is the fact that despite all of this, like, she's like, I want my freedom, I want my independence, she still falls for Aladdin, who is almost a little bit crazier than she is, and a little bit more adventurous than she is.
Yeah.
Which proves that she's still an Aries.
But she's, like, attracted to, like, crazy adventure.
Because she's fucking Aries. I swear, she is an Aries through and through.
Is she topping your list a little higher because you connect to her on a zodiac level?
Well, not just a zodiac level, but, like, I see myself in Jasmine. Like, I see myself being like, I just want to, like, go do what I want to do. Like, why is that so hard? Like, why do people need to have these expectations of me? Can't I just do what I want?
Can I just jump on a magic carpet ride with a crazy man and just go all over the world?
Right. And plus, Aladdin's hot. Like, I would do that.
I mean, yeah, no. Aladdin is hot.
Aladdin's
He's
like the
hot
top
prince.
3 hot prince.
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say Aladdin is your top, and I was like,
Aladdin could be my top.
You're like, this dildo is named Aladdin.
Oh.
And he's going to ride my magic carpet. Ah!
No, I'd ride his.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. So Jasmine was also one of the only
Princesses of color.
Yeah.
Yes. Was she the first in the Disney?
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
She is.
Because you can't really say that Ariel is of fish blood.
I thought you were going to say a person of color. I'm just like, no, Ariel is not.
She had red hair and she is part fish.
Yeah.
So species-wise representation, but not really being serious.
Not in terms of ethnicity, no.
Not in terms of ethnicity.
I mean, to be fair with Ariel, she's underwater. She's not going to get much.
She's a fish.
Yeah, exactly.
I always thought that Ariel would be like tan because like she's always by the surface of the water.
That's true. Yeah, wouldn't you think? Anyway,
You
this is not
think
about
that,
Ariel.
yeah. Anyways,
this is about
Jasmine.
So because she's one of the only princesses of color, I also related to her hard, and so she actually is number 2 on my list.
Work.
Yeah.
Okay. She came in also very high for me at number 5.
Okay.
So she's up there. And
Yeah.
I think also just like being a little kid, like she was like one of the first like princesses as a little kid to watch.
Yeah. Oh, I think she's one of the first when you grew up like around our time frame.
Yeah. So like early 90s, it was like all about Aladdin and Jasmine. And like I watched the hell out of that. I mean, I'm not trying to bring up Ariel again, but I love The Little Mermaid. I love Beauty and the Beast. I love Aladdin. I also really liked 101 Dalmatians.
I loved 101 Dalmatians. Yeah.
So good.
It's
but
such an underrated, like,
you don't really
older
have
movie.
you don't have a princess in that.
No. I mean,
So
you have her at number 5?
I have her at number 5 out of 14.
And I have her at number 2. Okay. Moving on.
Okay.
It is now 1995.
Oh.
Yes. The Lion King just came out a year before, and it shook the world, and it became the closest movie to ever reach $1 billion. That was an animated film.
And we've been feeling the love tonight ever since. It's the great circle of life, y'all.
Yeah. The funny thing is that The Lion King was actually considered a C production during this time frame because all the animators actually wanted to go to a different film that they actually thought would be the big budget one that would win all the Oscars. Turns out it was the exact opposite case. And that film came out in 1995 called Pocahontas.
You think I'm an ignorant savage. Now, does that line work in 2019?
And there's a lot of things about Pocahontas that don't really work in 2019.
Right. Like, okay, as a kid, I love Pocahontas. I love her as... See, I never thought of her, like, necessarily as a Disney princess, necessarily, but I love her. She's a social justice warrior. She cares about the planet.
Our first Native American princess.
Only Native American princess, really.
Yeah, that's true. She's in tune with the Earth's energy. She thinks that her grandmother's spirit is inside of a weeping willow.
Colors of the Wind, basically Cyndi Lauper's True Colors, and that's a gay anthem.
Right?
Hello, that's pretty gay up on the list.
And where I really praise Pocahontas is the fact that she can really empathize with the even most basic of white men and John Smith.
Yes.
Like, and she can even empathize with him and be like, no, he's not a bad guy. I'm just like,
right.
Wow, you have a lot of forgiveness in you.
She has a lot of, like, straight up killed her almost husband.
Yeah.
Wait, but, like, okay.
Well, she doesn't kill him.
She doesn't, no, she doesn't kill him. No.
He does die.
He dies.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Kokomo.
Way down in Kokomo.
Is that his name?
I don't remember. I do remember the raccoon and pug.
Yes.
Percy and Miko.
Yeah.
They are clearly gay.
They are very gay together.
They are very
Especially
gay.
Miko.
Miko.
No. Especially
Percy.
the bird. Yeah.
What? The bird? Flick?
Yeah, Flick.
This is not a throuple.
No, I feel like Flick was very gay. Very sassy.
Very,
but,
like, I felt...
Very, like...
Did Flick have a gender? Is Flick the first non-binary character in a Disney film?
Ooh, progressive. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh my god.
Gender, question mark.
That's my bootleg opinion.
Yeah.
No, I love Pocahontas.
She has one of the greatest
very
songs.
Into it.
In the Disney canon, Colors of the Wind.
Colors of the Wind.
I mean, Just Around the River Bend's also.
I was gonna say Just Around the River Bend.
Yeah.
Again, you have the like looking for something out there that you don't have in front of you. Maybe that's one of the themes in my life.
Yeah.
That's a big theme for me. I really enjoy that.
This is gonna be a therapy session tonight, ladies and
Everything
gentlemen.
is a therapy session for me. Let's be real.
The only thing that like knocks Pocahontas down
White
for me a little
people.
bit. No.
Inaccurate history.
Well, I mean, these are all very valid things.
Okay, then what is it?
For me, I think Pocahontas is a little dry. Like, I don't think I would hang out with Pocahontas.
I think you're an ignorant savage.
I don't think I would want to hang out with her, really. Like, Yeah, she's like always up for an adventure and everything, but like I don't know, she just
I think you need someone who's calm and collected like that, though.
maybe
Because they would be down to, like, go on an adventure with you, but, like, not really battle against you. I think she would be a good friend to you.
I think she would too. I think she'd be
Now, this isn't best friend race.
I think she'd be a great friend to anybody. I mean, she saves John Smith, who is played by Mel Gibson. Like, if that was my choice,
wow.
right? If that was my choice, I'd be like, bye.
See, I think Pocahontas as a film doesn't age well, but I think
Oh, it doesn't age.
Pocahontas as a character, I like.
Oh, yeah,
as a
for
princess, yes.
Yeah.
I think she's important.
Oh,
she's
very
a
important.
princess of color.
Yes.
She's very empathetic. She cares about the earth.
Yes.
She cares about spirituality and her family and other. Like, I'm into it.
Oh yeah.
Also, she jumps off cliffs.
Right, and I was gonna say
Gag.
she's like probably the most graceful out of every. Well,
You think she's gonna jump from there?
right. Is she gonna jump from there?
Also, the only princess that I know that has a tattoo.
That's true.
I was into that as a kid. I remember seeing the like little tattoo, and I was like,
It was like a bear paw, wasn't it, or something?
no, that was her.
Oh no, that was her
almost fiance.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she had the thing on her arm that was like,
Oh, that's right. Mhm.
yeah, and like, okay, listeners, if you're like, what do you think? Would you get Pocahontas's tattoo? Because I might. Just kidding. I would never get a Disney tattoo. I'm like, well, maybe. Well,
You should get a tattoo of Pocahontas and her tattoo.
oh my God, they'd be like, you're canceled, Kyle.
So where does she rank on your list?
So she's pretty high.
Really?
She's number 2.
Wow.
She's number 2 out of 14 for me because I think I look once more just around the river bend and I see Pocahontas being there
Oh my god.
and really being a character that is important in the Disney canon. Whether the movie itself is important, questionable, because it is super historically inaccurate. And we do know that indigenous peoples have been treated terribly by colonization. Colonialization. Sorry.
Colin.
Who the fuck is Colin?
Yeah. Colin took over.
I almost said colonization, and I was like, I'm getting that
IBS.
checked up. Oh my God. You're calling BS on my ranking, aren't you? Yeah.
Right.
No, so I think that her as a character is very important, especially like, I don't know, it just in personality.
Yeah.
But I get the movie maybe bringing her down a few notches in people's lists.
Okay, that's fair. I actually have her ranked at number 6.
Okay, so she's not that low.
No, she's still in the top half.
Yeah, she's
but-
still up there.
There's still... there's just a lot more princesses that I actually like more than her.
I mean,
And I don't... That's basically the only reason
that's
why.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, so...
She's I will say Pocahontas is probably an important queen. Or important princess.
Sure, yeah.
Like, if you put them all in a room, I think she would probably be one of the leaders.
Definitely.
You know?
She's definitely a leader. She's not a follower.
Oh, no.
And
And she'd actually be
love-
grounded enough to, like, be like, no, we're doing this.
Right, yeah, no. And I love that, like, okay, when I was a little kid, I used to run up and down the hill in my backyard.
Oh,
singing,
yeah.
Yeah, and they'd be like, Kyle, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm playing Jurassic Park. And I would pretend that the raptors were chasing me. But really, I was fucking Pocahontas. I was straight up. I had that long, pretty hair. I was into it.
You do like that part where she like stands at the edge of the cliff and is like singing to the wind.
Oh,
and
I would
it's, like,
put a towel on my head. And I would go outside and run up and down the hills. And then we had a deck and I would run up the hill and I'd like pretend to wave. And I'd be waving at my dogs in the distance. I was really gay.
You were very
It's
gay.
very gay.
Wow. Okay. Next one.
Okay.
So we're jumping ahead 3 years.
3 years.
Yes. So this is getting near the end of the Disney Renaissance.
Yes.
It's actually the last princess to be included in the Renaissance.
Right.
It's Mulan.
Mulan. Fa Mulan. Gad.
Yeah.
I did not know you were going to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's funny. So, what do you think about Mulan? What can we say?
Okay.
The queen, the princess,
The icon.
the icon,
warrior.
she was playing with gender.
No brainer.
Oh my God.
A true drag king.
Drag king, playing
Yeah.
with gender. The haircut, when she cut her hair, it was as iconic as I think the Rachel from Friends,
Or
honestly.
or like when what's her face cut her hair from like Beverly Hills 90210. Like,
So I didn't watch that.
oh, it's basically the same thing. Just one clean sweep. It's just like shing, gone.
Yeah, everyone
And-
was doing the bob. They were like, give me the Mulan.
Yeah. So Mulan, for me, hands down, is my favorite Disney princess of all time.
So-
like by far.
You're already like expressing that she's number one on your list.
She's number one.
Okay.
She's like she's so perfect to me. Like, one, being the fact that she is a Chinese princess. Obviously, I'm going to relate to her the most out of anybody. Like,
Yeah.
you know, actually, I'm going to say this. I think Mulan is actually the first example I've ever seen an Asian person on TV.
Oh, she's the first representation for you.
I think so. Because, like, what else would there be? Like, I'm not going to be watching Margaret Cho's show in 94, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Like, I didn't watch, like, Charlie's Angels or anything like that with Lucy Liu. So, yeah,
Right.
Mulan,
Yeah, Mulan
is by far the first one. And she's, like, fucking fantastic. She's a badass. She stands up to this, like, huge, massive man and single-handedly saves China.
She's breaking gender stereotypes.
Gender roles. She had this beautiful man question his sexuality to this non-binary person.
Oh my God. You just want a man to question their sexuality when they see you.
I mean, I wish. Especially with one as nice pecs as Li Shang.
Oh my God. And you know what? Also, in the movie, drag queens.
Yeah. That's right.
The other guys, they dress in drag.
Yeah.
And they save China. Mm-hmm. Okay, so drag saves the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, exactly. There's so many, like, queer undertones in Mulan that I'm just like, this is a perfect movie.
It's definitely up there on my list.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And she's one of the only classic princesses who doesn't get a prince at the end, but instead she has the entire world bow to her because she's that fucking powerful.
Who runs the world?
Like,
Mulan.
literally, when the emperor bows to her,
oh my God.
and then she turns around and everyone in China is bowing.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, I got goosebumps the first time I watched it. I was like, that is so
and it was like
powerful.
And he's like, China. Oh my God, it sounded like Donald Trump. China. And she like turns and everyone starts to bow and then there's like fireworks and shit.
Yeah.
Good. So she's number one for you.
Yeah. Number one. Well, and just like, I don't know, like, there's so many things like Reflection, like the song Reflection, like Who's That Girl That I See?
Okay, and then Xtina does a cover of it because Mulan did it first. Mulan, pop princess, duh.
Right. And then Christina's just like, I'm going to jump on that band.
She was like, clearly my career is going downhill and no one has ever heard of me before.
And it's her first single.
It's her first single.
Yeah. Mulan, I don't know. Mulan is just so iconic. I feel like a lot of queer kids could look at themselves in Mulan in the sense of like wanting to be who they truly are, but afraid to break their family's heart. They still go out and represent themselves to make them family proud.
That big theme. Mm-hmm. It's that big theme of going out and discovering. See, that's why my top princesses are that way, because that theme of going elsewhere. And
meanwhile, Sleeping Beauty like missed work because she didn't wake up in time.
I also she's a stupid idiot.
Yeah.
So Mulan was number 4 out of 14 for me. So she's high.
Yeah. Which is like. I can't imagine a list where Mulan is actually ranked kind of low because she's funny. She has great looks. She
has like 2 looks, Josh.
What? And
she
they're
has
both
2
great.
looks. Okay.
They are both great.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Turning looks and stunting pretty. She's the queen from China City.
Baby.
China baby.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
So going on.
So she's in the top for both of us. Okay.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh, also, like, Mulan also saved Eddie Murphy from, like, a middling career hell by having him be Mushu.
Yeah, Mushu. And then he had this whole resurgence because then he was Donkey and Shrek.
Right, exactly.
Donkey!
Like, it was saving him from, like, the nutty professor syndrome that he was going through, where it's just, like, he just dressed up as, like, weird characters.
Hercules. Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Hercules.
But who isn't included on this list?
Oh, it's Meg.
But is she a Disney princess?
She's not technically included.
No, but you know what? It's weird because, like, even though I don't know if she's, like, she's not canonly a Disney princess.
No.
She does go to hell. She's kind of like, I don't know why she wasn't Persephone. Like, in Greek mythology, because, like, that would make more sense, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever, she didn't make our list, so...
Bye. Okay.
We do have Hades on our princess list, though.
Right. She's iconic.
She's an iconic queer queen.
Yeah. Okay. So, after Mulan, we actually have to jump ahead 11 years.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And the long-awaited princess finally is here.
Yeah. I was going to say, this princess actually almost became a legend before it was even released.
Yeah.
Because the announcement was so huge.
It was huge.
Disney was going to make their very first black princess named Tiana in The Princess and the Frog.
Now, I do love Tiana. I think she's a great character. Even though you make the first black princess and everyone's so excited about it, and she spends 2/3 of the movie as a frog.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of...
I know.
I know.
But the great thing is that, like, you know, Tiana's character, like, there was so much pressure about this character going into the film because, like, she's the first black princess. Like, is she going to live up to 72 years of waiting for that?
72
and
years.
I think in that first third, she handles it very well. I liked Tiana a lot, actually.
Yeah, why not? She's a businesswoman in the 1920s and a woman of color.
Yeah.
In the South?
Yeah, in the South.
Bringing it on? Like,
she worked hard every single day. Like, her father unfortunately passed away, but she worked really hard to work.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, whatever. She worked really hard to open up her restaurant or whatever she wanted to do. Well, she was humble.
She does
Everyone
have a bit
loved her.
of the prince to help her at the end of it.
Well, yeah, at the end of it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, having a man help you succeed at your dreams.
Oh, girl, no. No, go for it. Like, if you got the finances, like, yes, I'm fine with that. That's totally fine. I love the song Almost There.
Yeah.
Because this came out in 2009, and I was still living in Michigan, and I really wanted to move to the city.
Yeah.
And I used to sing Almost There.
Aw.
To, like, because I'm almost there.
Yeah.
People around here think I'm crazy, but I don't care.
I'm almost
Trials and tribulations. I've had my share.
I remember watching it in a theater, and I was just like, this is so nostalgic for me. I was just like, this is like bringing back classic Disney, and it was really cute.
And it was the final, like, 2D animation
Before they
switched over to like, the 3D. Yeah.
Which I'm okay with that being the last traditionally animated film.
I would be okay if they went back to doing some traditionally animated films.
Yeah.
I think we're at a time and place where people want
nostalgia is being sold by the buckets to people left and right with these live action remakes.
Yes.
So why not just sit down and draw something for us? Like, just put some effort into this nostalgic bandwagon.
Also, she ranks fairly high. She ranks high-ish on my list.
Yeah.
Because her mom is Oprah.
That's true.
Her mom's fucking Oprah.
I will say, there's so many great things about this movie. Unfortunately, I do think the film itself is kind of middle of the road.
Yes.
And I think it's just because it's a formulaic.
It could be more.
There's a formulaic style to it that you're just like, we've seen this all before.
I needed more like action adventure as a human, not as a frog.
Right. And I needed more.
Too much frog.
Yeah, too much frog, not enough Tiana.
Yes.
Not enough Naveen.
Oh, honey.
Hot tea.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Hello.
Talk about thirst trap.
He can go to my bayou.
Ew. Sink your bayou.
It's a lagoon down there.
So if Tiana actually had a better film that supported how great of a character she was,
she'd be higher up on the list?
She'd be higher up on my list.
Work.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's still very high.
Okay, where's she rank?
She's 4 out of 14 on my list.
She's 4 out of 14?
Yeah.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah.
For an movie.
Yeah. But I
Really?
think she's a great character. And I think she's well-rounded.
Okay, so that's like how I feel about Pocahontas.
Yeah, I think she's a great character. The film isn't that great.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I gave her... She's 8.
Okay.
So she's like middle for me.
Yeah.
She's pretty middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's okay princess.
I would still argue great princess, okay film.
Okay princess. I think she's okay.
Yeah.
I want less frog, more princess.
Well, she
and that's
couldn't
why
help that. That's the stupid movie.
She could have broken the curse faster.
Right, just kiss him.
Go on and kiss the girl. I actually don't remember.
Yeah, see.
Well, they have to go to this like voodoo queen or something.
Right.
And
I don't know, frogs didn't really translate as like rootable characters for me.
Yeah, you couldn't root for the character.
As a frog, not really.
But you were able to root for Timon and Pumbaa.
I never said
a
that.
meerkat.
I never said that.
Well, I want to understand your reasoning behind a warthog and a meerkat being more rootable than 2 frogs.
Well, where did you get Timon and Pumbaa? I never
because
brought
they're
them
also
up.
animals.
Yeah, and I don't give a shit about them. Lion King, I think Lion King is overrated.
Get out my house.
We'll get into
Lion
that.
King is fucking amazing.
We'll get into that another day. All right, so
she's number 8 on my list. She's number 4 on your list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a year later, we have the first 3D animation film released by Disney.
Yes.
And it is actually renamed Tangled to be more gender neutralized in the marketing scheme. We have Rapunzel.
Okay. Hot take. It's under the guise of, we're being more gender neutral. I don't like that because it's you would think I would. but the reasoning is capitalism.
Yeah.
And I think that's bullshit.
Right.
Dumb. I can't really get into Rapunzel. Like, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Just kidding. Pull it back up. I'm not interested.
I actually had the same opinion about Rapunzel. I'm just like, she's okay.
You would think I like her because she's like a feisty artist who hits people with a frying pan.
Right.
But no.
Yeah. Like, I do think she's likable in a lot of senses. Like, I'm just like she's cute. She has, like, a couple good songs. She's feisty.
Yeah.
She's adventurous and things like that, but nothing more.
She has, like, a plucky, like, go to attitude. But
right.
at the same time, I'm like, I like my princesses worldly and wearing shoes.
Yes.
Or
she was
have a
barefoot the entire
fin.
time.
Yeah, see, she's walking through the forest. She's not Pocahontas.
Right.
Pocahontas, her feet clearly are like... I don't know. This is someone's kink. Listen to our kink episode.
Yeah.
This is someone's kink is like Disney princess feet.
Yeah.
But like Pocahontas grew up not wearing shoes. Rapunzel, I guess she also grew up not wearing shoes, but she lives in a tower.
Right.
With, I guess, like marble or concrete. She's not walking through the woods with thistle and shit.
Also, like, I don't know, like, I know she's supposed to have magical hair, but, like, the fact that she kept walking through the forest and her hair was, like, all over the ground, I'm just like,
I can't
so
handle
dirty.
it. Dirty?
Yeah.
Like, and also put it up in, like, a cute, like, ponytail or something.
Right?
I guess she eventually does that. With, like, the flowers and stuff and, the lantern. I couldn't get into it. Also, why is her sidekick a lizard?
Oh, he was so cute. He was actually the most, like...
Where in Germany is there a lizard like that?
I don't know. It's a chameleon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know.
I mean...
I've never been to Germany.
Also, to be fair, it is a fairy tale, so anything can happen.
I was just like, where are you going to find this girl with magical hair? And you're worried about the fucking chameleon?
It me.
Yeah.
No, I just, like, I can't... I couldn't get into it. That's another one where the male... What's his name? Eugene? Flynn, whatever. Isn't his real name Eugene?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, that character, though, I just felt like...
He's okay.
He's okay, but he kind of outshadows her in a lot of ways because he's
more adventurous.
He's more adventurous. He's witty. He's worldly, funnier lines. I'm not into it.
Even Mother Gothel kind of overshadows her. Like when she's just like, "Look in the mirror, Rapunzel. I see a beautiful, strong woman." Oh, look, you're here too.
Yes. See, again, it's a Sleeping Beauty situation. If your villain and your prince outshadow you, not a good princess.
Yeah. I have her ranked at number 9.
Number 9 on your list? Yeah. I have her ranked at number 12.
Okay, so she's pretty low on both.
Yeah, I would like her to just stay up in that tower, maybe get some layers in her hair, and
well,
I don't know, lean into kind of the crazy artist mood.
Another thing, too, I will say is that, like, I think the timing of Tangled also was kind of bad. Because,
wasn't it? Yes.
Because, like, The Princess and the Frog came out the year before, and we were talking about the first Black Princess.
Yes.
And then Tangled kind of came out quietly the next year. You're just like, oh, another Disney princess. And then 4 years later, we had Frozen, and that exploded. And because of that, I feel like she just kind of gets lost.
But, you know, I talk to people, and I've had people be like, no, I love Tangled.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I'm always like, oh no, I remember red boxing Tangled and watching it with my mom and my sister, and I was just like, I think maybe because I had high expectations, because everyone was like, oh my god, go see it, watch it, blah, 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 and I watched it, and I was like...
I never had anyone really, like, be that into it.
Everyone was saying... Well, at the time, I was also working with 4th and 5th graders in an after-school program. Oh. So they're all like, Mr. Kyle, go see this, go see this.
And that's who you trust with your movie reviews.
I had, like, no friends. So, like, the children were like, they're like, this is the tea.
Oh my god, have you seen Winnie the Pooh before? It's iconic. Which actually I would agree with.
Yeah, no, I was like, don't come after Pooh. How dare you?
All right, on to the next one.
On to the next one.
So this film came out in 2012, and this is a controversial inclusion because it's not technically just a Disney film. It's a Disney Pixar film.
Yep. Brave. There, I'll just say it. It's like, Brave. It's Are you trying to figure out how to say her name?
Well, it's frustrating. Her name is Merida.
Merida.
Yeah.
If you had to
say this.
What? Go say
it. She's dead last for me.
Dead last?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't make it very high on my list.
The reason why is because Merida is just boring as hell.
I disagree.
I think, there is nothing about her that, for me, is unique. Because we've seen her story before. We've seen it in Jasmine and Mulan wanting to
Okay.
like live like a better life for themselves, and they are good and athletic and things like that. So we've already seen that. The whole like relationship with the mom, and the mom changes, and then you have to like come together to find love again and things like that. That's the fucking plot of Freaky Friday.
But so many movies have like I'm not gonna shit on the story. The story is like whatever to me.
Yeah.
But like she doesn't want to get married to a man. She wants to control her destiny.
Right.
That's a good quality to have.
It is,
She's
but-
athletic and breaking down stereotypes.
I know. I just said this. Like I think
She
like,
has red hair.
Yeah.
You hate gingers.
I do. I mean,
my
both, I mean, both
God.
gingers on the list are pretty low.
Wait, who's the other ginger?
Ariel.
Oh, that's right. She does have red hair. But
Yeah.
it's like, that's not normal red.
Like, to steal a quote from you, actually, it is a cardinal sin to be boring, and I find Merida to be very boring. And so because of that, I actually cannot even rank her higher than Snow White, who I actually actively dislike more. But
Well-
I think it's better to be bad than boring.
Okay,
so.
but I give it to less of the story, because if you had the chance to change your fate, would ya? That didn't work as well. That didn't work as... I'm going to try it again. If you had the chance... wait, okay, how do you do this? The Scottish accent. If you had the chance... I'm going to try it one more time. Wait. Would ya? Would you have the chance to change your fate? Would ya? How was that? Would ya?
Yeah, it's all right.
That's all right. I don't know. But I put her a little bit higher. I don't find her terribly boring.
Oh,
I
fest.
don't find her to be a snooze fest. I think that she is gutsy. She has a big horse. I love horses. I'm a horse girl.
Did you ever see Ralph Breaks the Internet?
I didn't see that one. No.
Oh, it's really funny because that's when all the Disney princesses are like in the room or whatever, and Merida is just in the corner being like, oh, and like all the other princesses are like, we don't know what she's saying.
Oh God! If you had the chance to change, and Merida, and she's
And that's
just
like literally that's all I think about of Merida, like is that little tiny blurb of her just being like, and like the other girls are like,
See, I mean, I like she goes on the quest to kind of like save her mom. Here's why she ranks low for me though.
Okay.
Is because I also like to keep Disney and Pixar movies. Like, it feels weird to me. It feels like a marketing scheme that Disney was like, oh, it's canon that she's part of our princesses. Bullshit.
Right.
No.
She very much is a Pixar. That is very much a Pixar film.
Right, and that's why I feel weird about it.
They do have formulas about them that are similar, but they are very distinct. And like, this is a Pixar film. That's a Disney movie.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, like, I get it. It's Disney, Pixar, but I think of it as like Brave goes with like Monsters Inc., Bugs Life, Toy Story, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It feels weird.
Right. Like, she seems way more part of the Pixar canon.
It feels like a marketing scheme to make more money for Disney.
Well, duh.
And that's why I'm like, Merida.
Merida.
You know where she ranks on my list?
Where?
Number 9. So she's pretty low.
Yeah, pretty low.
Yeah, she's not up there.
I don't even want to give her more time of day. So we're moving on to the next
Oh.
2 girls.
Okay.
Yep. So it's the global phenomenon that reopened the doors for Disney in a lot of ways here.
And I'll be honest, I'm not able to let it go.
Yeah, and it dawned a new era of Disney princesses. Anna and Elsa from Frozen. Yes.
Now
we're going to do them individually.
okay, so who go first?
We're going to go with Anna first.
Anna first? Okay.
Yes.
Well, in that case, let me scroll low on my list. Anna,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Not a great princess.
No.
Not a great character. Dumb as fuck. Now, is that her issue? No. She grew up without parents and a sister who clearly had mental
not like
illness.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so her
Oh my
first
God,
time...
Anna, go away.
Her first time outside, she is kind of a bimbo. So, of course, she's going to fall for the first guy she lays eyes
Literally,
on.
she locks eyes on him and she immediately falls in love with him. I'm just like, Anna, stop being so stupid.
Oh my God.
Now, granted, yes, like, she was the reason why Elsa was able to like overcome her fears and anxiety.
Right,
and things
she's
like
a
that.
good foil for Elsa.
Yeah, but the thing is that she's just an extension of Elsa, who is by far a more complex and interesting character.
So, clearly, neither of us like Anna.
It's not that I dislike Anna, it's just that she is just so
Dumb.
meh.
She's dumb.
Yeah, and she's dumb.
I think she's an airhead. She's an airhead, and here's the thing about Anna.
Yeah.
She acts like she cares about her sister, but then she puts a man before her sister.
Yeah,
And I think that's bullshit. I don't like when people do that.
Right.
I think it's bullshit. I think it's wrong.
right. Like,
So I have issue with
so
that.
there are 3 princesses that I actually have actively like said I don't like. Snow White I actually I have disdain for.
Yeah.
Merida I actually am bored by her.
Okay.
And Anna I'm just incredibly indifferent towards her. Like I'm just like she's fine. I guess.
Yeah, she's like
I'm just like, meh. She is number 12 on my list.
she's number 11 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty low.
Yeah.
She doesn't make it to the like bottom of the barrel princesses.
No.
Because I think Elsa kind of elevates her quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely rides Elsa's, like, beautiful coattails.
Oh my god, that she's created with eyes. So let's talk about Elsa.
Let's just get to it.
Okay,
All right.
Elsa, not a princess, but a queen.
Right.
So it's the first time that us queens are talking about an actual queen on this episode.
Right. So, hey, close enough. Honestly, I think Elsa is probably one of the greatest characters that has come out of the Disney canon.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's my northern Scandinavian queen.
Yeah. Like, she's by far the most powerful out of every single girl on this list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She, as much as I hate the song, she has probably the best song that has
Let It Go is great. See, I liked Let It Go before all the children liked it.
Yeah, the
Which
children
makes me sound
ruined
like
it.
insane.
Yeah.
It makes me sound like I'm some crazy old person
Yeah.
who's like, I liked it before. Like, give it up, Kyle.
Yeah.
Or I should let it go. The animation's stunning.
Oh, beautiful.
She creates her own castle.
Right. And let's just get right into the heart of it.
Yes.
Elsa's queer.
She's definitely queer.
Yeah.
And if they don't make her queer, I'm going to boycott Disney. Just
Right.
kidding. I can't do that. Everything is Disney.
Right.
But clearly she is either a lesbian, asexual. She might have asexual representation. I do
She's
like
queer regardless.
she's
yeah.
queer. She's a queer character.
Because, like, think about the song Let It Go. Like, fear of, like, being who you truly are. Like,
Right.
wanting to so badly just present yourself to the world, being afraid of being rejected,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally just being like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of feeling like that. I'm just going to let it all go. Here I am, world. Standing in the light of day.
Yes.
I let it all go.
Coming out of the
It's
closet.
literally the theme song for, like, National Coming Out Day. Not literally, but, like, it might as well be.
Well, what I love too is like, okay, so she's like a queer character and she's dealing with mental illness, depression. So like, hello, me. Like, I am
Relatable.
relatable queer depressed queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I live for her. Also, maybe unpopular opinion, I love Adele Dazeem. I mean, Idina Menzel.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion.
Okay, well, I
think
didn't know I meant with you.
My
Do you
unpopular opinion is that I don't like Idina Menzel's voice.
see? I like her voice.
I just think-
she gives me that rasp.
I think her head voice is too, like, nasally. And so anytime she gets into the high voice, like, let the storm rage on! Like,
Well,
it's
when
just
you
like,
make it like that, of course it's not going to sound good.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, I don't know.
You don't have the range, dear.
Her voice just kind of grates me in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Well,
That being said...
she's a Broadway queen and I stan.
Yeah. Elsa, great.
Okay.
The fact that she's able to, like, at the end, like, she's able to, like, forgive herself a little bit and able to, like,
Yes.
love herself a little bit more. And because of that, the world became a better place. Which is saying, queer people make the world better!
Right, she saves her stupid straight sister
Right.
from a winter apocalypse, basically.
Right. I mean, her sister literally gets frozen over by an asshole. And she's just like, Anna! And Anna's just like...
Sorry, a frozen asshole does not sound good. It sounds really terrible.
A frozen asshole. And she's just like, Anna, I love you! And then Anna's just like, oh my god, thank you.
And
You
Anna's
saved
like,
me.
thanks.
Yeah.
Also, thanks for this beautiful streak in my hair. I
Right.
really like it,
she,
sis.
And then she, like, goes from the asshole prince to, like, the other guy. Like, this...
Oh, yeah, like, just like, what's his name?
Like,
no.
No, Hans is the prince.
Hans is the prince. What's his name? Like,
I don't know. Who cares?
like,
See it.
Jules?
Yeah.
Jules? Who the fuck is Jules? I was just like, that's the first name that came to my head. No, it's like Sven or something. I know there's a Sven in there.
I think
it's
it
all
is
like
Sven.
that weird Scandinavian
think
stuff,
it
which
is
I'm
Sven.
like, my people. But it's like, yeah, no, I'm here for it. I'm excited for Frozen 2. Mm-hmm. Looks amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm into it.
So where does she rank on your list?
She is number 3 for me.
Me too.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
so yeah,
we
no.
need to have a drink for that.
Have a drink of our non-alcoholic coffee. Yeah, that was... Ooh, this coffee is not warm anymore. It's a little frozen.
Boo.
That's the only time anyone ever calls me a boo. Yeah,
right.
no, I really
I mean,
like
she's
it.
great.
She's great.
Okay. So, it's our last princess.
The last one.
The last one to be entered into the canon. Our newest princess. Say hello to Disney's first Polynesian princess, Moana.
Now, I've been standing by the edge of the water, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, living for that song.
Mm-hmm. I think Moana actually has, like, a cool storyline because she doesn't really she doesn't really have to like prove herself at any level.
But she does.
Well, she's already been chosen as
By the water.
by the water and
Yeah.
the earth and the gods to be like, you are actually the one who's going to save us.
Yes.
And she doesn't realize it. And so she goes on this journey thinking she has to do through self-discovery and everything like that, when in fact she actually had those powers all along.
Right. I think it's almost like Frozen, but warmer.
Yeah.
She can
Two
control
different parts of the
water.
world.
Yeah, she can control the water. Elsa can control ice and
Yeah.
snow. I'm a big fan of Moana.
Well, what I like is like the new Disney princesses obviously are way more independent and
they're
self-sufficient.
strong, independent.
They don't need a man to save them.
Right,
Actually,
like there's no man except for Maui, who is a god and isn't a romantic interest.
no, he's
which
like
is great.
He's like a mentor for her in a way.
Yeah,
And then in the end, he just becomes her assistant because she's the one who saves the day anyway.
right.
Yeah.
And the villain is just an angry woman, so it's women helping women.
Right. She just needed
Hello.
to. She basically just wanted to heal the angry woman and just give her some peace. And that's what the story was about.
I
Just
think
women
yes.
supporting women and
Yes.
uplifting each other.
And also saving the world
Yes.
and our environment. That's important.
I also do think that the actress who played Moana is just as equally as adorable as
so
Moana.
cute. Oh
yeah.
my god, she's so precious.
She is. She's great. I love her. I really
And she's
like.
going to be Ariel.
Yeah, in the live action of Little Mermaid.
Yep, which is happening on ABC actually right now when we release this. It is probably already playing.
Wow.
So go watch her and Queen Latifah.
And we're just saying, we do not advertise on the show whatsoever here. It just so happens that that's what happened.
Yeah, this is a not paid for ad. But Disney, if you want to slide into the DMs, we know you got that money.
I was going to say, that being said, a week later from this, Disney Plus is also going to be released on all streaming platforms. So if you'd like to subscribe...
Coincidence?
I think not.
I think not. I think that we are calculated and doing way too much for free. Disney, hello, give us like $10.
Yeah. So... I think Moana overall is actually a great addition to the Disney princess list.
Agreed.
I think she is a really just generally likable character. I think because she is the newest one, it was hard for me to rank her up very high.
Okay, so where did you rank her?
Well, I put her in at number 8.
Okay.
I do think over time her legacy will grow, and I think I'd be able to put her higher.
Yeah.
But for right now, I think 8 is a good beginning spot for her.
See, I kind of rode the Moana wave, and she's at number 6 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, well, that's kind of relative. We're kind of like in the same,
2 spots off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
feel that.
Like we agree, but she's pretty great.
No,
Actually,
she's
to be
really
honest,
good.
I think the only one we really disagreed on was Ariel.
Because you are blasphemous.
I don't know. I never liked Ariel.
I never liked you. Get out. I'm sorry. But I
Wait,
have to say what I feel.
Where did you have Mulan?
Mulan was number 4, I believe.
Okay, actually, let's just go down and re-go over
Okay,
our ranking.
you
one
do
time.
yours first.
Okay, so number 14, Merida. Number 13, Snow White. Number 12, Anna from Frozen. 11 was Ariel. 10 was Aurora. 9 was Rapunzel. 8 was Moana. 7 was Cinderella. 6 was Pocahontas. 5 was Belle. 4 was Tiana. 3 was Elsa. 2 was Jasmine. And 1 was Mulan.
Very good. And now here's my list.
Yeah.
So 14 was Aurora. 13 was Snow White. 12
So we
was
matched on that
Rapunzel.
one too, actually.
Wait, 13 was Snow White?
Yeah.
Oh, work.
Yeah.
So 12 was Rapunzel. 11 was Anna. 10 was Cinderella. 9 was Merida.
We have to like say it in the voice. Merida.
8 was Tiana.
Okay.
7 was Belle. 6 was Moana. 5 was Jasmine. 4 was Mulan. 3 is Elsa, so another match. 2 was Pocahontas. And 1 was Ariel. I think for me, and I keep saying this throughout this podcast, is the princesses that I connect to and have rated high on my list are the ones that are like, I have to discover things that are outside of my own realm of what I know.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to make me me. And you know me, I love that theme.
No, yeah.
It's the reason I love Wizard of Oz.
Well,
It's
yeah,
I
feel
love
like,
that shit.
Well, I feel like my top 3 are actually very similar in the sense that they are feisty characters and they're just like,
Yes.
they're a little bit rebellious and they're like, like, you want me to do this for you, but you know what? I'm actually going to do something on my own, and I'm going to actually be better at it than what you expect me to be.
Right, independent princess characters.
Yeah.
That's queer canon.
It is.
Okay, I
Yeah.
live. Okay.
So I think we both have general themes that just kind of relate to us more as people.
I love that. And
Yeah.
I think our listeners will also have
Yes.
themes that will relate to them.
So we're actually opening this up to you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to release this photo on our Instagram. It's a picture of all 14 Disney princesses, and they're left blank next to them with like where you can rank them. And so what we want you to do is take a screenshot of the picture, rank them on your own, put them in your Instagram story, and tag us in it.
Yes.
And then we'll feature you and comment on it through our Instagram story.
And basically, no one is wrong unless you think that Ariel is not a good princess, Josh.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're going to be swimming with the fishes.
Right. No one is wrong. We actually are going to put up our own list again as reference. And give us your opinions. Like, if you think that we're dumbasses for not liking Snow White, tell us why.
Yeah,
you know?
and we'll tell you why you're not right. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure that Snow White, there has to be like a Snow White apologist out there somewhere.
Right.
You know, like...
It's dopey.
It's dopey. Oh, see, dopey... Better Disney princess than Mulan. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Unpopular opinion, Dopey, the most popular Disney princess.
Yeah.
I live.
In this essay, I will.
In this essay, welcome to my TED Talk.
All right. So that was a really fun discussion.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. Basically, we realized that we relate to the princesses that obviously relate to us as people, which, I mean, obviously.
Which is wild. I mean, like, I kind of go in and out of how much I love Disney, because the corporation is upsetting.
Right. When it gets to, like, the corporate...
Unless you're paying me, then I will love you. But, just kidding.
And they're going to pay you jack shit for what they could do.
I know. But, I guess, like, the feeling I get with these movies, especially the ones from the 90s that we grew up with, is really important.
Yeah.
So if you like what you heard, obviously, you know, contact us on Facebook. You can also email us at fearthequeerpodcast@gmail.com. We're Fear the Queer Podcast on Instagram, on Facebook.
Make sure you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. Leave comments. Leave us interesting feedback if you'd like to. The more feedback you give to us, the more we'd be able to grow as people here. Because without your input, we're just two idiots talking into a microphone.
And with your input, we know your input, and then we're still two idiots talking into a microphone.
Exactly. It won't actually change anything, but we'd like to know what you're thinking.
I can only learn so much, and even though I am a dog.
Yes, but we actually are very excited for you to participate in the Disney Princess rankings.
Oh my god,
please get onto it.
I love people, like, participating in interactive bullshit.
So yeah, great episode.
Yeah.
And as always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Kyle.
And we're Fear the Queer.
Bye.
When you wish upon a star.
We don't have the rights for that. You can't sing that. You can't sing that.
That's like the one song you cannot do.
You can't sing any of that. No, we'll sing Color of the Wind to death, but you cannot sing When You Wish Upon a Star. Walt Disney's frozen head will come out and kill you.